Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. This week, Toyota sent me one of their more interesting all-new products within the Toyota lineup, the 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser. Now, this is after a slight hiatus of not being able to get the Land Cruiser here in the United States, but it has been available globally and has quite the following among the off-road community. So I'm interested to drive this all-new Land Cruiser, see what it has to offer. Of course, this one is a premium package with the 20-inch alloy wheels, which has the more all-season road-going tire setup. Among a few additional options package, which does push this one up just over the $71,000 price point, including destination, but still retains a lot of the off-road amenities that one would be looking for, including a sway bar disconnect, a center and rear locking differential, among, of course, the 2-speed off-road transfer case. And overall, I'm just excited to show you guys what this vehicle has to offer here in a pretty loaded up form factor. Even has the roof rack accessory on it. And in this smoky blue exterior here in the evening time, looks fantastic. So without further ado, let's not waste your time. Take a look at what this Land Cruiser has to offer for just over $71,000. So in case some of you guys might be a little bit unfamiliar with the Land Cruiser lineup, Toyota makes kind of two different core trim levels of this vehicle, a 1958 edition as well as a standard Land Cruiser, which this one is the standard one. Now, they also did offer a first edition for 2024, which kind of combines some of the styling from the 1958, and I think a lot of the nice luxurious amenities that, you know, people might want if they're buying this vehicle for the upper $70,000 price point. Now, this one is finished in the smoky blue exterior with the gray roof option, so it's a nice two-tone paint. Actually has a lot of nice gloss black accents as well, which looks phenomenal, with the Java interior. So it has the dark brown inside here with the blue exterior. I think this one is an absolute phenomenal spec, and I really do like the styling on it. Now, starting at the front end, the standard Land Cruiser, like this one is, comes with the square headlamp assembly, unlike the 1958, which actually has a round assembly. But it is going to be a full LED design with your turn signals, LED daytime running lights, and projector headlights all in that housing right there. Now, if you come down lower on the front bumper, you can see it actually has rigid branded LED fog lights. So this is a pretty well-known aftermarket LED company that they've kind of worked with and partnered up with here for some of the OEM lighting. You can see the Toyota grille has the name spelled out in a nice silver accent that contrasts very nicely among the darker metallic gray trim. A little bit of gloss black thrown in here and there, and you do have additional cameras down below for the 360 surround view camera system, and of course some of the off-road trail views, because at the end of the day, you really do want to see what you're coming up on in terms of obstacles, and this vehicle does that pretty well. Front and rear parking sensors are going to be found on this vehicle, and then coming down even lower, you have some front recovery points, and then underneath the vehicle, you will have a little bit of additional protection as well via some skid plates that likely do protect some of the necessary or critical hardware. Now, coming around to the side profile, does have the standard matte black plastic trim, which is going to be fine for this vehicle. Probably holds up a little bit better if you do plan to take this out into the wilderness and more of a hardcore environment than this one on a gravel road. But it does look very nice here. Has certainly a boxy stance to it, which I think helps the overall nameplate and really kind of what a lot of buyers out there are looking for this vehicle, like styling wise. Now, coming to the wheel and tire setup, as I mentioned earlier on this video, it does have the optional 20-inch alloy wheels, which are going to be finished in a dark kind of graphite gray, somewhat metallic finish. Looks great. Again, it contrasts very well with the overall paint. And this one's going to be wrapped in a 265/60 20-inch Dunlop Grand Trek FT22 all-season tires. So you can see there's not really a lot of off-road capability with this tire, but it's obviously going to handle pretty well here, most gravel roads, snow and ice, stuff like that with these, given the full-time four-wheel drive system. Gloss black mirror caps. You do have some reflectors and LED lighting here on the outside. Cameras, obviously, you will have some puddle light and exterior lighting. Mirrors are going to be heated. Do have blind spot detection, unfortunately. No auto dimming side mirrors. And then coming to the door handles, you can see they're finished in a nice gloss black, with both of the front two being the proximity entry or touch type door handles. And there you can see the side profile with the nice accessory roof rack, which this one is optional with. That's about $1,400 by itself. Obviously, the two-tone gray paint also has side steps found on this particular vehicle with LED lighting down there for nighttime, if you want to see your surroundings and stuff like that. And then coming out back of the Land Cruiser, you will find LED tail lamps with your brake lights, turn signals, reverse lights, all going to be found in that corner assembly. Rear parking sensors with more of the gray silver metallic trim. This one is also optioned with the mud flaps, which actually hang down quite a bit. Probably not something you want to be using on the trails. And there you can see the tow hitch plastic cover. There's the backup camera. It does have a washer nozzle. All of your buttons for the power lift gate, lock, unlock the vehicle are found down here. And then this is going to be your power release button to pop open just the glass assembly itself. So this vehicle does have a split tailgate where you can raise the glass only, or obviously lift the power tailgate up if you do wish, with the iForce Max branding on the right side, because every Land Cruiser is going to be equipped with the same hybrid powertrain setup, which we will discuss a little bit later in this video. But I think they did a great job, and I think it looks fantastic out here in kind of the rural country in the Midwest. But obviously you guys will have to let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Now take a look at the window sticker. As I mentioned, this is the standard Land Cruiser trim level, not the 1958. Has a lot of nice standard equipment in terms of the full-time four-wheel drive system, center locking differential along with the rear locking differential, sway bar disconnect, all of the multi-terrain select drive modes and off-road assist functionality with the software. Has Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 with pre-collision, adaptive cruise control, blind spot detection, etc. LED lighting on the exterior inside. It normally comes with 18-inch alloy wheels, but this one is optional with the upgraded 20. One of the highlights, I think, is the 2.4 kilowatt AC onboard inverter. So it has 2,400 watts via 120 volt outlet located in the trunk area for onboard power, heated and ventilated seats. Really, the list goes on. And some of the additional driver assistance technologies is going to be found inside of that package as well. Two-tone roof is a separate charge, roof rack, carpeted floor mats. We have the ball mount wheel locks and courtesy vehicle delivery, which brings the total MSRP, including destination, to $71,469. Now taking a look on the interior, as I mentioned, this one has the Java interior, which is the dark brown, but a black is going to be available as well. Starting out here on the door panels, it's going to be fairly nice materials throughout this vehicle, which one would expect at this given price point. So soft touch up top, it is a textured, padded, kind of unique leather stitching. And then here they have the brown accented armrest with the white contrast stitch. Power windows, mirrors, and locks with automatic power folding mirrors if you want to use that. Two-person memory seat over here, and then a good amount of lower door storage with that JBL premium audio system. Of course, you do have power driver seat with two-way power lumbar. And there you can really see that brown and that rich, deep color does come out of these seats against the paint. And then there's going to be a quick look at the dashboard. Now stepping inside the Land Cruiser, a lot of the styling and overall, technology and switchgear inside this vehicle is very familiar from that of the most recent generation of other Toyota vehicles, including the Toyota Tacoma, which I have had on loan just a few months ago. Now starting this vehicle up, it is a hybrid, so the engine does not always kick on among pushing the button to start it up, but there you can see the nice digital gauge cluster that is going to be controlled here on both the left and right hand side of the steering wheel. So if you want to know a little bit more about the digital cluster from Toyota, I do have a separate video here on the channel going over this in a little bit more detail. But you have your tachometer on the left, speedo on the right. In the middle, you can configure all of this information. You have some of your pitch and roll information currently with your four-wheel drive on the left side. But again, toggling through some of the buttons here on the steering wheel, you can go ahead and switch between preset ones along with customize what information is going to be displayed within the cluster. Nice leather wrap steering wheel that I believe, yes, is going to be heated with the nice Toyota branding. There, of course, is your forward attention monitor sensor that monitors your face and eyes. You have some of the digital cluster controls on the left side along with volume, voice recognition. Then on the right side, you have your Toyota Safety Sense adaptive cruise control, lane centering assist, and then your skip and track forward and back buttons on the bottom along with your mode. Automatic headlights with your fog lights. It does have automatic rain sense wipers as well. To the left of the steering wheel, you have automatic headlights. There is your rear collision sensors off if you want to turn those off. There's the gauge dimming, fog lights, AC 120 volt outlet, so you can power that on and off, power lift gate, gas cap release, as well as a trailer brake controller hidden all the way down there. So if you're looking to do a little bit of towing, this vehicle does come equipped with a trailer brake controller, which is always a nice handy feature to have. Nice round AC vents here on the exterior. There's your tweeter. Heads-up display is going to be found out there, although it can be a little bit tricky to find. There it is. So you have your nice information. Again, that can be somewhat customized and adjusted to your driver's seating position. And then coming over here to the infotainment system, this is going to be the 12.3-inch infotainment system from Toyota. So it has wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs as well. And really haven't had too many issues with connectivity in the system. And I think, like I said, I do have additional content covering the technology inside these vehicles. You see the dedicated power and volume knob located kind of separately to the side of the screen, which I always appreciate physical buttons and controls just for easier use. AC vents, we have our dual zone automatic climate control just below that. Heated and ventilated front seats, which is always a plus. And then here to the left side, we have our drive mode selection via this knob. It has 3 main drive modes, including Eco, Normal, and Sport modes. And what's cool about Toyota is these 3 buttons below that control what this knob does. So essentially, if you want to use the multi-terrain select, push that. Now this knob will control that. And then you do have your crawl control, which you push that. You can see it does change some of the digital cluster layout and what is highlighted on there. But pretty cool to see all those buttons that kind of control what this knob does do. We have our 360 camera view just below that, hidden underneath the climate controls. USB-C charging and data ports down here. Wireless phone charger included in that premium package with a little white LED light down there to illuminate this area. Nice, big, large, sturdy shifter for the transmission. Again, a highlight of kind of recent Toyota products in that they include a physical shift knob, electronic parking brake with automatic vehicle hold. Here's all your 4-wheel drive, 2-speed transfer case, including your lockers and sway bar disconnect right here front and center, right next to the driver. Traction control off, so we have your diff locks. As I mentioned, there's a sway bar disconnect, and there is the 4 high and 4 low if you want to change that. 2 large cup holders on the passenger side, nicely padded brown leather accent armrest. And then this one does have the premium package, which includes the cool box. So via this button right here, you can turn this center console area on to be a literal refrigerator inside of your center console. I'll have to test some of the temperature and how cool this actual box can get, but there's a little fan that blows air around in there, and it was on when I received the vehicle, and I was actually shocked at how cool it did get. So pretty cool feature, unique. You don't see it too often, but if you're looking for overlanding, doing trail riding, I'm sure that can come in handy. Up top, we have our black headliner with microphones, all the usual stuff. There's the LED vanity lighting, digital rear camera mirror with garage home link, as well as, the auto dimming if you choose not to use the mirror itself. Overhead LED lighting, power sunroof, power shade, passenger airbag sensor, all the usual overhead lighting will be found up here. And there is going to be kind of the standard size or slightly larger than standard power sunroof that this vehicle is optioned with. So that is a quick look here at the front seat of the Land Cruiser. Let's go ahead and take a look out back. So take a look at the second row of the Land Cruiser. Materials are pretty much going to follow through from the front, which is always a positive. So this is same soft touch. You have the armrest right here and a decent amount of lower door storage, power windows, obviously. And there's going to be a look at the second row seats, which match the front in terms of their materials. Stepping inside, it's actually a little bit tall, but nice to have the running board. That's a little bit of a extra bonus assist. And then taking a look at the center dashboard, there you can see the nice large infotainment system. And then out back, you do have a 3rd zone automatic climate control, USB-C charging, 12-volt outlet. But unfortunately, it does not appear that there is any sort of heated and or ventilated rear seats. So just the automatic climate along with a little bit of additional power. There's the map pockets on both the front and rear seats. Seats do fold down 60-40 split. There's the center armrest with 2 cup holders and a little bit of overhead lighting. AC vents are located here on the side of the vehicle for the second row occupants, but interesting spot, but very close to your overall body. So really probably not an issue with airflow. And, in terms of comfort back here, really not too bad. What's interesting is the floor on this vehicle is actually located a little bit high. So your legs do kind of stick up just a little bit, and the cushion isn't always making contact with your thigh itself. Not uncomfortable by any means. They do recline a little bit with the levers on the side. So if you're looking to recline the seat, that's always a positive, or make, adjustments to where you like to sit. So comfort's pretty good, available room behind my driving position, no issues there. Would be nice to see like heated rear seats at least for this price point. Now before we jump into the cargo area, I do want to mention this one area right here in terms of your storage. This is going to be a little bit of additional storage space along with your roadside toolkit and jack are going to be found here on the driver's side. And this lifts up from the front seat. So I guess to gain access, you kind of have to either fold one of these two seats or both of them forward and down to gain access to that little storage cubby, but the rest of it will be accessed from the back. Now coming out to the back of the Land Cruiser, of course you do have that power liftgate as I mentioned with the openable glass in a separate section if you do wish. Now behind the second row seats, you can see there is actually quite a bit of room in this vehicle and it's actually quite large. Now what's interesting is you do have your jack for the roadside toolkit actually located behind this panel right here, which easily pops off and goes back into place. Below that, you have a 12-volt battery, so if you need to access that, that will actually be found back here. And then up there, you do have one USB-C charging port, some additional cup holders on both the left and right-hand side. It looks like there's also a USB over here, AC vent, and then underneath this floor, you do have that storage cubby as I showcased. This is gonna be kind of fixed in place. Not exactly sure what's underneath this panel, maybe the high voltage battery system, but behind that you have some additional storage if you want to use that, and then little cubbies on both the left and right hand side, similar to that with some tie down points. Now the big one back here is gonna be the onboard power via the 120 volt 2400 watt. I assume this is a full 20 amp, household circuit, if you will, with the prong that is actually sideways. That's one way to indicate. So if you're taking this vehicle off the, beaten path, if you will, into the wilderness, typically you want available onboard power to power accessories or items that you normally, would have power. And this vehicle has it. I think this is one of the highlights of this vehicle, one of the points that manufacturers really need to focus on with having any sort of hybrid powertrain with a usable size battery pack. So props to Toyota for having that on board this vehicle. And then here on the tailgate itself, it has some speakers and the dedicated subwoofer located in the hatch portion. So that's a look here at this cargo area. Now finally, let's go ahead and wrap up this video here on the passenger front seat. And then coming here to the passenger front seat, you do have a power seat with height adjustment. Unfortunately, no power lumbar. I apologize that my bag is in the way, but there is going to be a look at the center dashboard. Nice gray accents, all soft touch. Nice size glove box with your integrated owner's manual and everything like that. But that is going to be a quick look here at the Toyota Land Cruiser with the premium package. Now let's go ahead and pop the hood, see what powers this particular vehicle, and then go ahead and wrap up this video. So under the hood of every Toyota Land Cruiser, you're going to find the same 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a hybrid electric motor and of course a small battery pack. Now this produces 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque via a full-time 4-wheel drive system. So this is no slouch when it comes to horsepower and especially available torque output. And this is a powertrain setup that is also going to be used across other Toyota Lexus products as well, although it will have slightly different tuning for the Land Cruiser in specific, likely when the hybrid battery and the electric motor setup is used within the full-time 4-wheel drive system. Now in terms of MPG, it gets about 22 in the city, 25 out on the highway, and about 23 MPG combined, which all things considered, the physical size, the aerodynamic properties, etc., really isn't all that bad. So let's go do it here for this quick walk-around tour of the all-new 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser, here with the available premium package and a lot of the additional options and features that one can equip on this vehicle. If you guys enjoyed this video and or found it helpful, make sure to hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to stay tuned for additional content coming here with this exact vehicle, including my dedicated likes and dislikes and driving impressions. Now, as a whole, I think this vehicle is quite interesting. Obviously offers some additional off-road capability and heritage with the Land Cruiser nameplate. So it'll be interesting to see how the overall overlanding or off-road community receives this vehicle, and which one you would choose if you're interested in kind of off-road between the Land Cruiser and the upcoming all-new 4Runner, which aren't going to be too different in size, but certainly will offer some key differences and kind of what package people prefer. But obviously that's going to be for you guys to decide. But like I said, make sure to stay tuned for additional information and my general impressions of this vehicle coming over the next several days here on the channel. But once again, a huge thanks to Toyota for sending the Land Cruiser out for me to get my hands on and my overall impressions of. But as always, if you guys want to support the channel further, consider becoming a channel member to gain early access to most of the content that I do put out here on the channel, as well as the Amazon affiliate link in the description of every single video, which is no additional charge to you as long as you guys are already shopping on Amazon and purchasing items through that link. Now, let me know what you guys think of the Land Cruiser down in the comment section below. Very interested to hear that. But anyways, as always, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting the channel, and hope to see you guys in the next one.